Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Being extremist is being one-sided in life. Successful life is that life where we do not lose the balance of life. When something is extremely good, we get so excited, like yesterday's match. Isn't it? And when something goes little wrong, like the match with Australia. See? And such minds, they are so emotional. One moment they are on the crest of joy. Other moment they are in the valley of disgust. Such people who do not have the balance in their life, they can never assess the situation around with proper authority. And the result is, when our assessment is wrong, our perception and interaction cannot be right. And therefore, Bhagavan is telling Arjun, look here, if you really want to achieve something in life, and that something is not what you like, but what is for your good, for that a perfect balance between involvement and withdrawal is essential. Technical words used are pravrutti and nivrutti. We must have the freedom to get involved, and we must have the freedom to withdraw when we want. When this does not happen, we create samsara in our life. So what is to be done for that? First thing is, we must appreciate this principle. Life is not only participation, nor life is a total withdrawal. When withdrawal is with understanding, it is dispassion. And when withdrawal is under compulsion, it is depression. Most of us are depressed in life because we are forced to withdraw. We have not willfully withdrawn. And therefore, the balance of our mind is the first thing to be looked into. And then only something great can really happen in our life. After having given this principle, sannyasa karma yogascha nishresa karavubhau. Now the second step, tayostu karma sannyasat karma yogo vishishyate. It is something like this. There was a scout camp, and in that scout camp, the children are made into groups. They go to some forest and live there for a 3, 4, 5 days time. And each group is given a job. This is how they learn the team spirit. So one group is told, your duty is to go and erect the tents. The other group's duty is to clean the whole area. The third group's duty is to go and cut the fuel and bring the wood and make arrangement for cooking. The fourth group is make cooking and distribute food, like that. And after everything was over, the teacher asked, anybody has got any doubt? Then those who were having the responsibility about burning the fire for cooking, they were told, remember one principle. Before you go to sleep, those who are responsible for burning the fire, for cooking, it is their responsibility to see that the fire is put off. Okay? Anybody has any doubt? There is a hum in this. This is my doubt. Where is that mic wala? So, when this question was asked, thereafter, one person from the group, he asked a question. He said, "Sir, if we have to ultimately put off the fire, why burn it?" See the foolishness. If ultimately we have to give up all the karma, why we start the karma? So this is where we become extremes. So, if somebody has come to me, this example I gave in one of my talks in Ahmedabad. So after the lecture was over, one person came. He said, "Swamiji, can you give me a reference where from you have these beautiful examples? I will like to study that book." So I said, I will find out and let you know. So the example was, one lady came and she said to me, "Swamiji," yes, "talak, talak, talak." So I said, "Amma, when did you get married to me that you are seeking for a divorce? Divorce demands earlier marriage, is it not? If you want to renounce karma, if you want to withdraw from the world, if you want to give up all the activities, have you ever started? A lazy person has no right for renunciation. See? First of all, lead a dynamic life. And while living that life, learn the principle that we are dynamically withdrawn very easily as much we are dynamically getting involved in the world. The dynamism of our personality, what is most essential. Normally what happens, when we start something, we get fully involved. And when the question of withdrawal comes, immediately we start feeling bad. I have done so much, now I have to give. Yes, you have to leave. If you do not want to retire, become a politician. Politicians make others tired. And all other people are they themselves tired. Therefore, out of these two, if one says, "Tayostu karma sannyasat," if we think about withdrawal from the life, karma yogo vishishyate, of these two things, involvement in life and withdrawal from this life, out of these two, involvement in life is more demanded than withdrawal from the life. Now, why this is so? This is so because it is not possible for anybody to withdraw without the light of wisdom. Whenever we have withdrawn without understanding, it was nothing but frustration and depression. See, those who are depressed, they are also withdrawn. There was one person in Thane. He was not mad, although he was from Thane. So, he used to come for my talks, and one day he asked, little bit of, that poetic dadi, little bit here, little bit there, not the dadi of wisdom. See, this is the dadi of wisdom. And the poetic dadi is, because what will I do, shaving and let it go. No, you must cultivate. If not wisdom, at least dadi. So, that kind of thing, and no charm on his face, he came. Swamiji, I want to ask you a question. I said, yes, ask. I don't feel like doing anything. I have been an engineer graduate. For last 18 years, I did not work. And by God's grace, I have got 4 children. God's grace is tremendous. By God's grace, I have got 4 children. And by God's grace, my wife works and earns. And this is how I have been living. Now I have started feeling, I think I should work. But now I have lost the momentum. What I should do, please help me. So, I said, I'll tell you, if you do not ask a question and do what I tell. And report after 6 months. Okay, Swamiji. I said, from Thane you start, reach church gate on foot. And come back. Maybe in a day or 2, doesn't matter. Keep on repeating this for 1 month and then tell me. And I was so surprised he started. He started that. And after 2-3 months, he came totally changed person. He said, Swamiji, your formula worked. I did it. Now I am full of energy. And I have taken a job. And I am really doing well. Thank you so much. What shall I give you? I said, keep on walking. Don't give me anything. Now what I have done? I have done nothing. Only the inertia which was set in his system under the foolishness of withdrawal was removed by initiating activity. See, the withdrawal is possible when we are under the influence of tamoguna, negativity, or when we are under the influence of the sattva guna, the wisdom. A person who is under the influence of negativity is also withdrawn. I don't think it will be possible for me to do that. Okay, then take that job. No, in that job it is too hard. Okay, then you do one thing. You take a babysitting job. No, babysitting, children cry. Then you join with them. No, I can't do that. See? Such people with a negative attitude, they also withdraw. So they are under the influence of tamoguna. And the wise people, they also withdraw. But their withdrawal is how? Dynamic withdrawal. They are functioning in this world day and night. And yet, they are totally free, relaxed. So, this second type of withdrawal is possible only if you have engaged yourself into dynamic activities of life and seen the ups and downs, received a number of kicks, learn to hear no from the world and learn to say no to the world. And then only you become wise to withdraw with wisdom. See, it's very, very essential part of life. Please, if you are looking after your children, take care of this principle. Don't yield to every demand of theirs. You will spoil them totally. They must learn to listen no. There is no logic behind no. Why no? Because mummy says no. That's it. No, mummy says no, it's a logic or what? Yes, even I listen. Papa says. This is the logic. See? And once the child starts learning and listening no once in a while, and when that child goes in the world, and in the world, mummy papa is not there. There you have to fend for yourself. And in that, you have to prepare yourself to both to listen yes as well as listen no from the world. In the same manner, there will be so many things in this world. That time we must have the courage to say no when it is required. This courage to say no, I discovered after a long time. You know, my problem is problem regarding the Madhya Pradesh. There is no problem. I have no problem. Uttar Pradesh is blank, so there is no problem. Problem is Madhya Pradesh. What is that? When we go to the people's place and they say, Swamiji take this, Swamiji take this. Today we went to somebody's place. So many varieties. While looking at it, you get diarrhea. Sweets, you can show sugar from a distance. No. There will be about 6-7 types of sweets. Vegetable, one is enough. There will be 8-9 types of vegetables. Papad, one is enough. There are varieties. So, I start feeling, what people think of me? Am I a buffalo or what? So many things. Now, if you have to protect yourself, there is only one way. There has to be a powerful no when they give you the food. Otherwise, actually no, how to say no, slowly go on eating and become Mahamandaleshwar. A round figure. So, when we say no, in that no also there should be a dam, isn't it? You take. No, I don't. No, Swamiji take. No, I want. Don't want. So that no is on somebody else's plate. Your plate is open. This is a Gujarati style I learned. So, tayostu karma sannyasat karma yogo vishishyate. So, unless we have learned these things, when you are functioning in this world, your withdrawal will be fake. And such people who are forced to withdraw from the life, they suffer in their own retirement. Very few people retire of their own choice. And those who are compelled to retire, either by the children or by the job or by any reason or because of the health, if they are compelled to withdraw, they suffer in their life. Friends, we must have the wisdom. Before the world tells us to go, we must quit the world. That is what is called as the involvement is far superior than withdrawal. If involvement is with wisdom, withdrawal is natural. If involvement is with foolishness, you can never be withdrawn from the world. That is why our Tulsidas' few words, they are so deep. The whole Ramcharitmanas tells wonderful things. One simple thing. There it is said, Dharmate Birati. Dharmate Birati means he who has lived a life of active participation in the world with dharma means what? With understanding and wisdom. The result is you are bound to withdraw from the world of your own choice. If you can exercise this choice of self-withdrawal, then you have really lived a balanced life. And if we are to be told by our children, Mummy, will you please shut up? This is the business between me and my wife. Then the mummy starts feeling bad. I never expected. Is it for this day that I carried you in my stomach for 9 months and 38 days? Oh, it was so long, Mama. Then you should have carried me on the back. Why did you carry me on the stomach? Look here. Please understand this balance. And if you have understood this balance, you are doing, be very attentive, you are doing good to yourself and to the world around you. If we cannot do good to ourselves, we can never do good to others. Therefore, otherwise it will become, the social work done by the Babajis. Babajis never do any social work. I am very clear about it. They will go to people like you, ask for money and then do the social work. If you want to do social work, earn money and then do social work. Public ka paisa social work apna. What is that? Sabka? Something like that. Sabka mal apna. Something like that, I don't know that. So, sannyasa karma yogascha nishreyasa kara vibhau tayostu karma sannyasat karma yogo vishishyate. Therefore, withdrawal does not mean suspension of activities. Withdrawal means suspension of involvement beyond limits. Now, when this is not done, what happens? We become the cause of our own miseries. Now take simple examples in house. With our children, we get so much involved. I am not telling you don't love your children, but we don't love the children. We are attached to them to such an extent that the children become bonsai. You must trim them, but let them grow. All the time cutting. Give one and let that fellow grow. Let fall. Let there be bleeding. Let there be cuts. Then only a person is really growing in life. Otherwise, we make bonsais out of our wonderful children. After having said this, then the teacher says, now I'll tell you, what is the real meaning of sannyasa or withdrawal? What is the real meaning? In the third verse, the teacher says, Neyassa nitya sannyasi yo nadveshtina kankshati nirdvandvo hi mahabaho sukham bandhat pramuchyate. Bhagavan Sri Krishna has spread lots of jokes, wit and humor throughout Bhagavad Gita. If we have the WQ to understand his language, you know what is the WQ? WQ, IQ, you know? IQ means what? Aha, my Q. When you are able to understand IQ means my Q, then you have got WQ. WQ means wit quotient. If you are able to see wit and humor in and through the whole creation, you can understand the language of Bhagavan Krishna. Now here is the best joke. What is that joke? Neyassa nitya sannyasi yo nadveshtina kankshati. Means what? There are two types of sannyasis. One is nitya sannyasi, other is anitya sannyasi. See? How subtly he has hidden the truth. So, now find out who is the nitya sannyasi. Nowhere it is mentioned. Ochre robe, Rudraksha mala, or Sphatika mala, or Tulasi mala, or Vaijayanti mala. None of the malas are around. See, whether you are putting a lungi or a pant or a panty, it makes no difference. Then who is a nitya sannyasi? Na dveshti, na kankshati. See? And the same words Bhagavan has used toward the end in the Bhagavad Gita. Brahma bhuta prasannatma, na dveshti, na kankshati. See? Same words. So who is a sannyasi? He who is prasannatma, ever cheerful. Second thing, na dveshti, no hatred for anybody, even in dream. And na kankshati, no expectation of anything from anybody in this world. He is a real sannyasi. All others are, according to Bhagavan Sri Krishna, anitya sannyasi. Because they are running after the anitya vastu. Raga dvesha can be only about the anitya vastu. If you do raga dvesha to the nitya vastu Paramatma, you will merge into the reality. Ravana and Kamsa, they have done hatred towards the Rama, Bhagwan, etc. and they merge with the Lord. So when our raga dvesha is in full bloom, we are nowhere near the sannyasa. So, neyassa nitya sannyasi yo na dveshtina kankshati. Now see, a person, when he comes in contact with the whole world, there are two things happen. This principle I told you number of times, by God's grace and my own teachings, which you are following strictly. You know my teaching, what you are following? Forget the past. So after the lecture, I know you don't remember anything what I talk. That is the secret. Otherwise, I will have to discover every day new things I have to talk. So when you go from here, you forget everything. Next day you come again fresh. Nitya sannyasi. Sri Krishna. So, when we interact with the world, there are two things that happen. Either we like something or we don't like something. And the funniest part is, what we like has no logic. What we don't like has no logic. Isn't it? Suppose somebody asks me, and this is one technique I had discovered. As you grow old, if you grow wise, then that old age looks beautiful. If you grow old and don't grow wise, only grow old, then you grow otherwise. So I have grown wise little bit. How? When they will ask me, Swamiji take this, Swamiji take that. So if you tell sincerely, no, it is enough, no, I don't want, it is enough. No, take little more, take little more. So I have discovered a technique, their own technique. If you tell sincerely, they will not agree. If you say, I don't like it, immediately they don't give. See how important it is. That means our likes and dislikes are more important than the genuine demand. So, ask afterwards, why you don't like dhokla, for example. Why you don't like? All the Gujaratis will be against me. That is our national food. For Gujaratis, dhokla is a national food. And that you don't like means what? It is insult to the great Mahatma Gandhi tradition. But I say, but what can I do? I don't like. But why don't you like? No, there is no logic why I do not like. In short, liking or disliking has no reason, no logic. First principle. And all our life is lived to strengthen our personal likes and dislikes. Third step. The result is, we come under the influence of the personal likes and dislikes to such an extent that the wisdom is covered under the influence of personal prejudice called as likes and dislikes. Now here Bhagavan says, Neyassa nitya sannyasi yo na dveshti na kankshati, meaning what? His life is not lived under the influence of the personal likes and dislikes, but he is living under the influence of the wisdom of life. Now what is the wisdom of life? Keep a balance between involvement and withdrawal. That is the wisdom of life. How important it is. And once we are convinced of this, then we are really right sannyasi. Doesn't matter what type of uniform you have. There is nowhere uniform says sannyasi means what? This is the uniform. Is it Pandu or what? Pandu means police. Is it a police uniform or what? No. Sannyasa dharma is a manasik dharma, not the that of the body. So, neyassa nitya sannyasi yo na dveshti na kankshati. Result is nirdvandvaha. Nirdvandvaha means none of the pairs of opposite pair will ever influence such a person. See how much we come under the influence of the pairs of opposite. Little bit of the things which we do not like, they happen, we become totally disbalanced. When certain things happens according to our choice, we become so excited that we forget all proportions. And the result is, our balance is lost. Friends, anything that will make lose your balance is your enemy number one. Therefore, nirdvandvaha. Let sometime plus, sometime minus come in life, and that is the name of life. Can anybody complain? Why there is always, day and again, then night, and again, then day, and again, then night. Why not only day and only night? If you go on arguing like this, throughout life you will suffer. On the contrary, accept, yes, day comes, then night comes. Then day comes, adjust accordingly. Similarly, summer heat comes, winter cold comes, rainy season rains come. Accept and adjust. But normally what we do, when it is summer, we don't like heat. When it is winter, we don't like cold. We want to take the Kolhapuri food festival test. This is going on somewhere. I thought there is only Kolhapuri chappal, but they have got food also. So if you go to eat that Kolhapuri food festival and then start reading, it is very hot, it is very hot, it is meant for that. When you are given too spicy food, you don't have to worry about the taste. It is all taken care of. Therefore, nirdvandvaha, the moment you start accepting the world as it is, first principle. Second principle, your mind is perfectly balanced. When your balanced mind is able to interact in a balanced manner, you are heading towards your own good. And what is our own good? Only one thing. Prasannatma. All that we are all searching, seeking and struggling for is only one thing. Remain ever cheerful and happy. There is nothing in this world, less or more, that any one of us is wanting. Therefore, nirdvandvo hi mahabaho, and the teacher addresses Arjuna. Mahabaho means it is not difficult. You have the great bahu, you have the great power. Bhagavan Krishna has to talk to Arjuna, who was a grahastha. And the demand of the grahasthas, they always have a trump card against me when I talk to them. And the trump card is, get married and show us how to laugh. That means marriage takes away the laughter. It is not so. If we are following the path of grahastha, that does not mean we require a concession in realization. There is no quota system in realization. It is only government of India. Nowhere it is. You have to deserve, you have to put efforts and earn and lead a life of self-respect and dignity rather than living on the bits thrown to us by the public. Never live that life. Then only there is joy in life. Therefore, nirdvandvo hi mahabaho sukham bandhat pramuchyate. The result is, such a person is ever cheerful and happy in spite of all the problems around. Sukham bandhat pramuchyate means what? He does not run away from the challenges of life. Why we run away from the challenges of life? Because we look at the life as the problematic phenomenon. It is not. Problems begin from our wrong interaction. If we know the way how to interact, there is no problem in this world. On the contrary, a man with equanimity, and the wisdom to interact intelligently converts the problem into a challenge and brings out the best hidden potentiality in him under every new situation. Friends, it is possible. Therefore, hey Mahabaho, let us not look at the life with this negative attitude. No, it is very bad. The other day in Jaipur, I went. So one person asked me, a judge asked me. There were many judges who used to come for the lectures. So one judge asked me. He said, Swamiji, what is the future of our country? I said, as long as we are alive, it is very bleak. After we die and go, it will be most wonderful. I couldn't understand. I said, it's very difficult. Because today, according to you, the world and our country is the most miserable one, is it not? How do you say tomorrow it will not be worse? Isn't it? In one place I read, enjoy today. Who knows, tomorrow may be worse. So, if today our country is going to bad times, and today we are alive, tomorrow, according to our projections, country will be most beautiful when we will be absent. So we are the cause of all the miseries of today. Change yourself and the whole scenario is changed. Therefore, nirdvandvo hi mahabaho sukham bandhat pramuchyate. Now what is the bondage? Bondage is nowhere outside. Bondage is our inability to interact to the given situation with a cool mind and the wisdom as a support. That inability creates an illusion of a bondage. There is no bondage as it is. Then what we do, we imagine. I am miserable at home. So, let me go to some ashram. Many people, when they meet, they ask me the same thing. Swamiji, one person told me, in Delhi probably, Swamiji, I have decided, very good, decide. I decided to come and stay in your ashram. I said, very good. So, I want to know your ashram's address. I said, I'll give my address unless you give me your address. He gave me his address. I said, this is my ashram. He said, how come? I said, tell me, where there is Rama temple. If you remove the Ram from the temple, is it called as the Rama temple? No. It is only a temple, not Rama temple. So ashram is where I am, is it not? Yes, Swamiji. So I'll come and stay in your house. And we will make a ashram out of your home. And thereafter, if anybody asks, I'll give your address. Kaisa maja aaya? Swamiji, you really know how to cut jokes. I said, I am serious this time. What will you do by going to the ashram? Those who leave the homes and go to the ashram, they create samsara in the ashram. He is my Guru Bhai. You must have heard these words. He is my Guru Bhai, he is my Guru Bahan, or she is my Guru Bahan, and he is my Chacha Guru. Arey Ram, wahan bhi Chacha Bhatija ghus gaye. Think. Therefore, it is very necessary. Bondage is our own mental projection. If we have decided this principle, what is the principle? I refuse to be miserable and will demonstrate happiness, not because of these positive things, but in spite of all the negative things around. Then you are doing real spiritual sadhana. In ashram, for what we go? Do we go to the ashram to enjoy or to do sadhana? We go to do sadhana. And what is sadhana? Tapaswadhyaya Ishvara Pranidhanani Kriya Yoga. So we have to do tapasya. What is the tapasya? In the winter, don't put on the warm clothes. In the summer, suffer around with the fire. When there are vehicles available, keep on walking for no reason to reach nowhere. Every morning, get up and start walking. Instead of doing all that, live in the house and you ask your wife, get me hot water for taking bath, and she says, okay, and you go and start taking bath, and it is terribly cold because with her genius she has forgotten. That time she was shouting, why the water is not hot? Take that as tapasya, tapasvadhyaya, ishvara pranadhana kriyaya. And don't complain. See, our Swami Akhandaji Maharaj used to say, the best tapasya is done by the grahasthas. You have to look after your wife. Can there be more tapasya than this? You have to accept the husband. Can there be more tapasya than this? There cannot be more tapasya than this. Therefore, instead of going here and there, remain where you are and discover cheer and happiness in spite of everything around you. Then you have really conquered the bondage created by your own wrong understanding. He is a real sannyasi. And rest of the sannyasis, like me, running away from the responsibilities of life, and then becoming Babaji, and then expecting the whole world to support, and then the Babaji has nothing to do, and you know the empty head is the devil's workshop. Then the Babaji starts thinking, I think there should be an international school. If I start an international school for our NRIs, how nice it will be. So your imagination, your sankalpa, paisa, public. See, therefore real sannyasi is the one who is living in the midst of wife and children and husband, working day and night, struggling everywhere. He is the real sannyasi according to Bhagwan Sri Krishna, and he was telling this thing out of his own experience. After having married 16,108 wives, he still kept smiling. Is it not? Our husband should take some lessons from Bhagwan Sri Krishna. Refuse to cry. Now, after having said this principle, the teacher goes further. Sankhya yogo prathak bala pravadanti na panditaha ekamapyastita samyak ubhayor vindate phalam. Now these are the two paths. One is the path of understanding, knowledge, wisdom. And the second is the path of action, dynamism. Now balaha pravadanti. The kids go on arguing. The words of Bhagwan Sri Krishna. Balaha pravadanti. Panditaha na pravadanti. The wise people do not argue, criticize, complain, condemn anything or anybody in this world. This is one of the most important principles of life, friends. Never get locked up into any argument. There is no argument in this world worth losing your peace of mind. No single argument. But somebody is calling a horse a donkey. How can you accept? When a horse is called as a donkey by a person, is he anyway less than a donkey? And to fight with a donkey, can you become a horse? You will become a super donkey. Think. Therefore, the principle the teacher says, Balaha pravadanti, panditaha na pravadanti, first principle. The second principle, do not try to impose your views on others. This is what happens with the people. We elderly people, we want to impose our views on the next generation. And every time bringing the same old story. हमारे जमाने में ऐसा होता था. आजकल के जमाने में this is like that. It is a standard thing. See, I was just when doing the prayer, one very beautiful thought came. the type of cinemas, movies, actors that were during our childhood. And now, the cinemas, the music, the actors, which are in today's world, we find ourselves outdated with that kind of cinema industry, is it not? So what we say, today's songs. What is there? Digda, 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 digda. What is there? During our time, how nice. Chalte, chalte, how nice it used to be. Today's song, there is no meaning, there are no words, there is no lyric, everything is only under the influence, and therefore our time is better and this time is bad. This kind of non-stop comparison is not the way of the wise. Please understand. Those who refuse to change according to the requirement of the time, they are crushed and rubbed off from the world. One very simple principle. If you put an iron fencing around a tree, a sapling, let us take a peepal tree or a banyan, that iron fencing will be eaten away by the growth of that tree trunk. Is it not? In the same manner, if we do not change according to the requirement of the time, we will be totally erased. And this is the purpose of all the Mahatmas. What the Mahatmas do? They bring the scriptural wisdom as suitable to the present times. Otherwise, imagine what was said in our Vedas was brought for our understanding by Bhagwan Vedavyasa through the mouth of Bhagwan Sri Krishna to suit the present day understanding. Then it was interpreted and presented by Bhagwan Shankara, etc. During that time it was necessary. But if you take the same interpretation in today's world, it will be totally outdated. So what the Mahatmas do, they reinterpret the same old truth according to the requirement of the time. If this is not happening, we become outdated and our wisdom also becomes outdated. It is necessary that we have the wisdom to understand when it is required to change yourself and grow wise. Therefore, Sankhya Yogo Pruthak Balaha Pravadanti. But those who are bachcha, those who are kids, they get only arguments. That's why, one place I went and there was one very nice lady. I used to see her picture. So I said, hey, who is this Amma? I like her very much. So this is Swamiji, she is very much in the town. So please, I said, I'll go and take her darshan. And I went with all my respect, reverence and did namaskar. I sat at her foot. She said, Swamiji, namaskar chamatkar is okay. Let us have Shastrartha. Shastrartha, arguments based on some principle. Whether there is Punarjanma, whether Sanchita Karma, Agami Karma, and whether this is right or it should be the non-dual philosophy or the dual philosophy. Let us have Shastrartha. I said, Amma, you should have Shastrartha with the wise people. I am otherwise. If you want to have any artha with me, let us eat. You bring different foods because you are Amma and I am calling you Amma. Therefore, I am Twada Puttara. And let us have Dum Dadaka. That is what Satsanga is. Oh, I was told that you are very well read and you know so many things. So I was thinking at least I will have very good opportunity to have this Shastrartha. Look here. Shastrartha is what? Who is right and who is wrong? How does it matter? Shankaracharya is right or Madhvacharya is right? What matters? Do you get food? Enjoy life. Don't get lost into whether Sankhya Yoga is superior or the Vedanta is superior. Therefore, Sankhya Yoga Pruthak Balaha Pravadanti. Hold on to the Lord. Don't hold on to a philosophy. Most of us get lost only in this. The other day, I went to Vrindavan and I happened to meet somebody and that person asked me, he said, Swamiji, what is your sampradaya? I said, my sampradaya is enjoy, eat and relax. These are the only things which I do sincerely in my life. I eat sincerely. I sleep sincerely. Rest of the things happen. I don't care for that. No. There must be some sampradaya. I said, yes. It is Madhya Pradesh sampradaya and the Devata is Annapurna Devi. That's all. We get caught up into sampradaya. Advaita, Vishishta Advaita, Nimbarkacharya, this line, that line, full stop. Why? Coming up to the nose? Think. Let us hold on to the Lord and nothing else in this world. Then you will see your orientation of life will be totally different. Therefore, Sankhya Yoga Pruthak Balaha Pravadanti. Because Ekam Api Asthitaha. Whether you follow the path of inquiry or you follow the path of Karma Yoga. Please understand, I am not talking about the path of Karma. There is a lot of difference between path of Karma and path of Karma Yoga. When we are working on the path of Karma, we are all the time giving importance to our individuality. Kartrutva Bhiman is necessary for any karma. And when Kartrutva Bhiman is there, you do any karma, it will have results in the form of your papa or the punya. And you will get the sukha dukkha and continue in the cycle of karma, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. That is the path of karma, what Bhagavan Krishna is not talking about. He is talking about the path of karma yoga. And what is the path of karma yoga? Yad yat karma karomi tattadakilam shambho tavaradhana. Let every action be the worship unto him. And when a doer is converted into a devotee, karma becomes a karma yoga. And thus he leads unto him. And that is the ultimate in our life. Therefore, whether you take this approach of life or you take the approach of inquiry, who am I? If you have the ability and the stamina to remain all by yourself without watching the sixer of Tendulkar, if you have got the ability, you are all by yourself and you do not get bored of your own presence. If you are all by yourself and you don't go to sleep, if you are all by yourself and you are not afraid, I am very much afraid, I don't know what happened. Why? Who is there? There is nobody. So you are afraid of yourself? Such a monster you are? Think. If you have that ability, then go into inquiry, who am I? If you don't have that ability, never mind. Follow the path of Karma Yoga. And when you follow with this path or that path, ultimately you lead to the same destination. Therefore, ekam api astitaha samyak. The word samyak means, but whatever you are doing, do sincerely with complete involvement. Now, this is one important principle I like to emphasize a lot. See, if we are living a life for our good, I will not tell you to take a mala in the hand, Krishna, 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 because it gets entangled. Krishna, 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 Krishna. I am not telling you that. Simple thing. Whatever you are doing, do it sincerely and involve yourself 100%. If you are taking food, enjoy and taste every bite that you take. If you are washing your hands, wash the hands so beautifully that the person who is looking on you, he should feel, I wish I am the hands, so he can wash me. When you are gurgling, don't spread the whole universe. Do it in a decent manner. In short, whatever we do, take interest and do with full interest. If you develop this faculty, then whatever you are doing, you are able to focus your attention 100%. With this faculty, after having developed, go and sit on the seat of meditation. Apply your mind to the Lord. In a fraction of second, your mind will be merged with the Lord. But what happened? We have never done anything in our life sincerely and with full involvement. With that kind of half-hearted approach in the life, when we go on the seat of meditation, there also our approach is half-hearted. Suppose even I am doing meditation and if I start levitating, what will happen to me? The doubt starts coming. That depends where you are. If you are just below the fan and you go up there and get touched, what is that? Kundalini Jagrut ho gayi. All these things come in the mind because the mind is not controlled. Therefore, samyak. Let us learn this simple principle. If we are eating, we are eating. If we are talking, we are talking. If we are walking, we are walking. If we are singing, we are singing. If we are listening, we are sometimes listening. There was a Mahatma, after his lecture was over, everybody was awakened. Because during the lecture, all were sleeping. And because of this simple faculty, see how simple it is. And that's why I know Bhagwan, each word is a big sarcasm, a joke. So, ekam api astitaha samyak. But our condition is, neither we do our job sincerely, nor we are able to pray to the Lord sincerely. Neither the prayers are sincere, nor our duties are executed sincerely. As a result, we can never enjoy any moment of our life. Friends, you know what is joy? Joy is when our personality is 100% integrated. Then you are on the top of the world. But when our personality is ek dil ke tukde हजार हुए, such broken-hearted fellow can never imagine what is happiness. Because he has never trained himself. Therefore, ekam api astitaha samyak. Whatever path we follow doesn't matter. But develop this faculty that we are able to apply ourselves to a given job with full involvement. And if this faculty is with somebody, what is the result? The result is that person doesn't have to repeat his own work for the second time. See, if we have to write something, the other day somebody was asking me, Swamiji, you are telling me you have to write so many hundreds of mail every day. Even today somebody came in the morning and I was doing it. Swamiji, 147, when it will be over? I said, whenever I keep on doing it, it keeps on accumulating. Go on. But you read every mail and every mail you reply, and my God, for me to write one letter and compose and send, it takes 1 hour. So 147 hours you'll require. I said, oh, I read once, type once with the wrong spellings, I send once. There's nothing to do second time. If we develop this faculty, we do not deal the same topic second time, you will never be short of time in your life. And you will develop that faculty that you can apply your mind 100% to a given job. This is what is our good. Therefore, ekamapi astitaha samyak ubayoho vindate phalam. You will attain whatever you call. And what is the phalam? The result of both of them. This is said in the next verse. Yat sankhe prapyate sthanam tad yogaihi apigamyate ekam sankyam cha yogam cha yaha pashyati sapashyati. He who has understood this, he alone has right understanding. Yaha pashyati sapashyati. What is to be understood? Whether you follow the path of active, dynamic lifestyle, but keeping in view this principle, that whatever you are doing, be very attentive. Whatever you are doing, you are able to discover joy at the time of your own performance. Don't expect the results. Afterwards it will be good. Who knows afterwards what it will be? So, ekam api astitaha samyak. So out of these two, yes sthanam sankhehi prapyate tad yogaihi apigamyate means what? He who has discovered joy, fulfillment at the time of doing the job, he has attained God realization at that very moment. What is God realization after all? It is not, that somebody comes, excuse me, yes, you are calling my name, I am Krishna, the Devaki Putra. Oh, you are Yadav? Yes, I am here. S.V. Yadav? Yes, S.V. Yadav. Where is your visiting card? I have forgotten. He will not come like this. The Lord appears in our life in the form of immediate experience of bliss, independent of the whole world. That is the experience of God realization. Be very clear about it. And once you have understood this, then the person who has discovered joy at the time of doing the work that he is doing, nobody can make that person miserable in life. And if we imagine, after I finish this job, then I will be appreciated, then I will get the result of my action, and then I will be happy, such a person can never be happy. Take your own examples. Those parents who have discovered happiness in bringing up the children up to a particular age and thereafter leave them, they will never be miserable. But what we do? We bring up the children with a string in the hand and all the time hold on to the string. And when the child starts growing, all the time pulling. Then the children go into school, 6th, 7th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Now their wings are slowly growing. They will go to the college. Now they have got a total different atmosphere, different world. And then these mother and father start feeling, now both of them will be going. Swamiji, what I should do? Today one Amma asked me this question. Swamiji, I'm fed up of going to USA. I said, has doctor prescribed go to USA or what? No, my sons are there and I'm fed up. I said, don't go. Is it okay if I don't go? I said, it is 100% okay. On the contrary, they don't want you. Really, Swamiji? I said, yes. How do you know? Because you don't understand. Therefore, I know. Think. Let them live their life. Now you prepare for your next life. Very important. Otherwise, we keep on holding on to the children and we complain. Swamiji, my children don't listen to me. So one Amma when asked me, I called the children. The children came. Brigadier, 70 years old. General, another some 65 years old. And I said, children? You don't listen to your mother? Now tell me, when are we going to withdraw from that? Therefore, yat sankaihi prapyate sthanam tad yogaihi api gamyate. This is what is to be learned. Enjoy every moment of your life in all and through all your activities, and do not anticipate anything from anybody whatsoever. Friends, if you are happy now, then alone you are happy. Those who cannot be happy now, they can never be happy tomorrow, because tomorrow never comes. And now never leaves you. So the only option is, we have to discover a technique by which we are extremely happy at this very moment. And how to do that? Karma Yoga tells us. Enjoy whatever is to be done. Don't complain. We have to prepare food. We every day prepare. And every day comes, I don't know, the whole gene, the material. One Amma told me this, Swamiji, in my life I have done nothing except, preparing chapatis. Why this so? I said, because you are fit for that. Look here, you have three options. One option, revolt and get out. If you have got guts, do that. Nothing wrong. Second thing is, if you have to accept cheerfully, happily and joyfully. Everything. We take the third option. Superficially accept. From within revolt. So superficial acceptance and revolt from within leads to all the psychological problems of life. Very simple. Now, the two options. Revolt and get out. If you have guts, do it. Nothing wrong in that. But the question is, how many times will you revolt? And how many situations will you change? The other day, one lady came and she asked me this question. Swamiji, this is the condition. Now tell me how to live with this husband. I said, Amma, there are three options. When you have selected one out of four options, you become crorepati. If you select one option out of these three, either you will become one with the Lord or you will be roadpati. Now you decide. You are a woman, yes. You want to change him so that he is no more a problem, take a divorce. Okay, what is the second option? Second option is, accept the whole situation as it is and refuse to be miserable and start enjoying the miseries. Swamiji, it is only words, but it is so difficult. I said, don't cry. We are not here for discussion of crying. Second option. Third option, which you have followed just now. Superficially accepting and inside revolting. You know the result of your life. You are miserable and you are making everybody's life miserable. Now there are two options. Are you able to imagine that you reject this husband and start living alone? Not possible. Because how many times will you reject how many husbands? All males are equal, useless. Never imagine to find a good husband. Please understand. There is no species like a good husband. One boy asked his father, Dad was doing some work. Dad, yes, what is it? Dad. Oh, Dad, I want to become an intelligent husband. He said, don't talk nonsense. Let me do my work. Again, Dad, please tell me how to become an intelligent husband. Dad, watch. There is nothing like intelligent husband. Those who are intelligent, they never become husband. So once you understand this principle, you will start living and accommodating yourself with every situation. How far or how long are you going to revolt? Therefore, this is the best situation. The teacher says, ekam api astita samyak ubayor vindate phalam yas sankhe prapyate sthanam tad yogaihi api gamyate. Therefore, now, yoga marga is for the people like you who are in your grahasthashram and leading the life. So don't imagine, for the realization of God, you have to become a Babaji. There is no need. And it is not a requirement. What is required is, are you happy at this moment, wherever you are or not? That is the last litmus test. Otherwise, many Babajis we come across, Swamiji, you are lucky. You are moving the whole world. We are not able to go out of Uttar Kashi. How is Bombay? It is so nice, isn't it? So those who are Himalayan Babajis, they want to come to Bombay. And those who are Bombaya Sethji, they want to go and have a kutia in Himalayas. So the Bombaya thinks Himalaya mein Anand hai, and Himalayan Mahatma thinks Bombay is really Brahmanagari. Hare Ram, if we have discovered wherever we are, that is the right place for us. Which situation we are, that is the best situation for us. And what is the expression? Only one experience of absolute bliss without any complaints, without any expectation of anything. Therefore, yes, Sankhe prapyate sthanam tab yoga hi api gamyate. And therefore, ekam sankyam cha yogam cha. Now see the words. Therefore, whether you are following the path of karma yoga or you are following the path of renunciation, it is one and the same because the result is the same. See, a person is going to Pandharpur on foot. The other person is going to Pandharpur by car. So the person who goes to Pandharpur on foot, does he see Bhagwan Vithala with a special attire? No. Same thing standing here. Chale jao. Kab se khada hu main. And the one who is coming there with a car, is he being discarded? No. The destination is the same. And what is the destination of our life? Only one destination. Be happy. The only destination of our life. Please delete God from your head. Only one principle. Let that divinity manifest through us, in and through every thought and action. This is the ultimate, whether you follow the path of karma or you follow the path of inquiry. If you are following the path of karma and constantly complain, you are not following the path of karma yoga, you will suffer. If you are following the path of inquiry and all the time regretting, I wish I had an ashram. I wish I had studied English. I wish I had gone to other countries. I wish I have done this type of project. There is no difference between a grahastha and a sannyasi. Therefore, both of them lead to the same, and that is, be happy at this very moment. And if you are happy at this moment, never you will be miserable. This is the ultimate of our life. If you are established in this understanding, you have understood the whole principle of spiritual life. Don't get lost into all the by-lanes. You do this thing, this will happen, and you do this thing, then after you die, you will go to heaven. That happiness which demands your prior death is not the happiness. It is only a sentence. Therefore, यत् सांख्ये प्राप्यते स्थानम तद योग ही अपि गम्यते एकम सांख्यम च योगम च यहाँ पश्यति स पश्यति. He who thus has this understanding, he alone has the correct reason. After having said this, now the teacher is comparing. Arjun, I told you that why we should have the karma yoga, the path of action, as superior than the path of renunciation. What is the reason? That reason is given in the next verse, which we will see in our tomorrow's class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.